keep it real with ya.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope that everyone's having a great and blessed day on today. And in today's video is going to be a little different. And yes, I am wearing a wig. I had washed my hair 2 days ago. And y'all know my whole routine. I do my scalp detox with the TPH by Taraji Master Cleanse. And then I wash my hair with my Pantene shampoo, the Curl Perfection shampoo. Rinse that out. And then I condition, detangle, and all that. I have a 2-strand twist out under here. And I use the Camille with the pink. I use the Camille twisting butter with the twisting something with my Pantene, not my Pantene, my pink moisturizer, lustrous moisturizer. I was giving my hair a little break, so I have this protective style on right now. It's a wig, and while my natural hair is getting like a little mini break because I've been off work for a couple days because by being the end of the semester, my boss gave me like a couple of days off so I could just focus on my finals and stuff like that. But semester's over, so I had a little mini 3-day break, which I'm very thankful for. But I go back to work tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, this is just a protective style. But in today's video, because I'm going to be discussing more topics besides hair, I'm going to be discussing grief. And how I deal with grief. And I'm just gonna, put some, give people some advice. I know there's people out there who are going through something right now. And I'm going to be talking about grief, and I'm going to be discussing other things as well. Just stay tuned in. And also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I'm 25 years old. I go to Morgan State University, and I'm about to get my bachelor's degree, my bachelor's of science degree in psychology in May. And then I'm going to grad and doctorate school after that. So right now I just have an associate's degree in liberal arts. That's the umbrella for everything. That's psychology, sociology, that's all of that. It's just like a general degree type thing. So, why I wanted to discuss this is because I am 25 years old. My brother passed away at 25 years old. My brother passed away when I was 19. He did not see me going to my 20s and stuff. So, he died December 14th. So, December 14th is a very difficult day for me. And leading up into that day is extremely challenging. And I am so thankful to God for my mother. That woman has the strength of, and she says, I'm strong. She lost her child. That is my brother. That's her firstborn. It's my oldest brother. Then it's me. Then it's my baby brother, Kaiser. And then it's my baby brother. my baby sister, Zion. My oldest brother, his name is Jerome, but we call him Romy. That is her firstborn. And I cannot even imagine the pain that she has because, of course, I'm there for my mom. But we're all grieving. And it's been 6 years since he's been gone. And I think that this time around, when it came to his anniversary on the 14th, I was more emotional than I normally am. Like, I'm very emotional on that day. But yesterday, like, I couldn't even. Usually, like, I would, like, listen to a song from him or something because he was a singer. So he has, like, a music video on YouTube, and he has an album, and couple songs he has on like SoundCloud and on YouTube and stuff like that. His music is like everywhere. I couldn't even hear his voice yesterday, and I made a post about him, and just looking at the pictures, I was just But I had to understand that that's a part of me grieving. I'm still grieving. Even though he passed away 6 years ago, I'm still going through that because it's like, dang, my brother is gone. And it's not no boy or no guy that I practically grew up with. No, that is my mother's son. That is my big brother. We have the same mom. So it's like, dang, like we were so close, and it hurts that he's not here. I'm not going to cry on this video. I'm not going to cry because I did all my crying yesterday. So I'm, try to stay strong. But, yeah, I couldn't even it was even hard for me to look at the pictures and stuff. And I think that why I was more emotional, this December 14th is because I'm 25 and he died at 25. And it's like, damn, I outlived my older brother. Like, he died at my age. And he had so much he wanted to do with his music and with his life and everything. And he was very sick. He had type 1 diabetes. He had gastroparesis, high blood pressure. He had all this stuff. His body, and he was so frail and so thin and so little. And it just, I know eventually I was going to lose my brother, but I did not know I was going to lose him that quick. He didn't even see me reach 20. When he passed away, I was just starting my relationship with my fiance. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend at that time. My brother knew about him. They never formally met. And I wish they did, because my brother would have loved my fiance. Would have loved my fiance because he is so good to me. My fiance is so good to me. I really am blessed with a good man. He is just an all-around amazing guy. And my friends, my family, and my friends are practically my family. They love my fiance. And one of my close friends is his sister. I love all his sisters, but his big sister, he only has one older sister, and her and I are so close. So close. And I think she can kind of relate to me because her brother also passed away when she was a little girl. And she cried one day to me about him, and I was just like, oh my God. And it crushed me. And my fiance actually lost his little sister at birth. So it's been a lot of, but what I wanted to say about because I'm not trying to go too far, but what I'm trying to say about my brother is that I really came to realize yesterday, because his anniversary is yesterday while I'm posting this video. This video was made December 15th, but his anniversary was the 14th. So I'm going to say yesterday. So yesterday, it just was very, it made me realize that I'm still grieving. This still hurts. This is still very painful. And some days I can listen to my brother's music and I'm like, yeah, that's my brother, then. And some days I can't hear his voice because I just break down. And I'm like, he's not here. Sometimes I can't look at his pictures because I break down. And some days I can. And that's all a part of grief. And I know that there's someone out there, if you didn't lose a sibling, if you lost a parent, if you lost a best friend, anybody, we're all grieving. Grief has stages, and we're still grieving. And I'm not going to get all clinical right now and say, oh, these are the stages of grief, because everybody grieves differently. Everybody grieves it. I know at my brother's funeral, one of my uncles did not cry. He always stays strong. I'm pretty sure he cried to himself and stuff, but in front of family, he always is no, I'm going to stay strong for my family. That's how my one uncle is. And you see my mom, she's distraught. I'm distraught. His father, he didn't cry, but I noticed he really could not look at my brother in that casket. And I was like, that grief, he's hurt. That's his baby boy laying there. I don't blame him for, he walked up to the casket. Of course he looked at him, but during the funeral, because it was an open casket funeral, he couldn't even like, he would look and then like, I would see him starting to cry and he's just like, you know, trying to stay strong for his wife and my brother's other siblings. And, you know, what I do, sometimes I even think about my brother's funeral and I even asked my mother, I was like, is that normal? And she's like, totally normal, because that was a traumatizing event. Very traumatizing, especially for you, because that was the only oldest sibling you had was him. And y'all were so close and he was so protective over his Isis. And you were so protective over your Romy. We call him Romy. And I said, yeah, that like, don't come from my brother at all. Don't come from my older brother. Don't come from my mama. Don't. My baby brother, oh, that's a whole different story. I go to war for him. And my little sister too. Like, I'm very protective over my family, especially, like my mother. Like, I talk about seeing another side. I don't play about my mama. But, how I, grieve about my brother, because not even just my brother, my grandfather passed away unexpectedly in July. That's my mother's father. That we did not know. We did not know that was going to happen. We did not know that he was going to pass away. We did not know that. And yeah, so that my great grandmother, the glue of this family, she passed away not even a year after my brother passed. My family's been through a lot of deaths. Especially by people who we're really close to. So how I grieve is I'll reminisce and I'll talk to my fiance, and I'm so thankful for him because he knows when I'm grieving. Like, if I'm just randomly like, let me tell you about my nana, and I'll tell him a story. I'm like, let me tell you about my grandfather, and I'll tell him about my grandfather. Let me tell you about my brother, and I'll just go. And he never gets like, all right, Isis, whatever. He's like, no, I want her to express this because she needs to let that out. She's grieving. Sometimes I cry after and I'm just like, and then he will hold me. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. Let it out. It's okay. And I'm like, I'm not trying to cry. And, you know, and that's just a part of my grief because I'm letting it out. It's a story I really want to tell him or whatever. Even my friends, I'm so thankful for my girls. And they know who they are. My girls are just, oh. My girl Kia, I'm always talking about her. That is my boo. She keeps me laughing. Even when I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, you know, today's my brother's anniversary, so I'm just oh, I didn't know it was your brother's anniversary today. Girl, if you ever need to talk, please, she's like, you can always call me, you can always text me and talk to me. And I'm like, thank you, girl. Like, I really need, and she's not just saying that just because she's an excellent friend, and she really does mean that. And then my other girl, Sarah, same thing. She said the same thing. My girl, Sasha. And then I have my Maryland girls. There's only two of them. Is my fiance's sister, Lillian, and my other friend, Tashina, who is her best friend. All of my girls, they are just so supportive. And Sasha, I don't know if I said her name already, but she's another one of a very good, close friend of mine. All the friends that I have, I'm very close to. They're like my sisters. And I'm very thankful for them. They're like my best friends. Like they are my best friends. Like, I love them. I have a close relationship with them, and I could talk to them about anything. I can cry, I can scream, I can yell, I can get loud. And they know me. They know that's just Isis. Let it out. Go ahead, girl, let it out. It's good to have that, especially when you're going through grief. It's good to have supportive friends like that. Like, everyone really knows who their friends are. Like, I remember, like, whenever I post about someone in my family died, like recently, the most recent death is my grandfather's death. And when he passed away, all of my girls were just like, and I remember as soon as I found out he passed away, my fiance actually found out first. And then, because I just got home from work. And I'm in the shower and everything. And I hear my fiance on the phone, but I don't really listen to like his conversations. So I hear him say, "Are you serious?" Yeah, she just got out the shower. And I immediately got into defense. I'm like, "I just got out the shower, what? What do you mean?" And then I go in the room and he's crying. I'm like, "What's the matter?" And he's just like, "It's best to hear it from mommy." And I'm like, "Best hear." And I thought about my baby brother. I was like, "Kai, is he okay? Is Kaiser okay?" He's like, "Kaiser's fine. Kaiser's fine." I'm like, "Okay, my aunt. Is it about my aunt?" And then he's like, "No, it's best to hear it from her. My mother calls me." I'm like, "Hello?" And she's crying and crying and crying. And then she finally pulled it together and she's like, "My dad just died." I froze. I couldn't move. I was sitting there on the phone like, I was standing, I was like, and I couldn't move. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't do anything. I froze. That never happens to me. Usually I'm just like, no, there's no way. And then I did say that. I started bawling out crying. I said, "Mom, there's no way he died because you just saw him that Friday." My parents flew out to Texas and they came back on a Friday. That Saturday he died. I said, "You just saw him yesterday. You just saw him." And it just was like, what the fuck? So yeah. And then like with me going with that grief right there, oh, that was so hurtful. It was so hurtful when I found that out. And the crazy part about that is that I just had to lay down. I had to lay down and I'm crying and crying and crying. And my fiance had told his family, like, "Look, I'm going to be at work, but please keep an eye out on Isis." His mom hit me up and was like, "Hakeem told me the most devastating news about your grandfather, Isis. I am so sorry. I love you. I love your family. Please let me know if you need anything. If your mother needs anything." She was like, "I love y'all. Please let me know if you need anything. Please keep me posted. I am so sorry. If you need to talk, if your mom needs to talk, please, let me know." Like, just so supportive. His sister Lillian calls me. And she called me for something else. For advice, but she knows when something's wrong because I was just like talking like that. She's like, "You okay?" And I just told her, I was like, "My grandfather died," and I was just crying. And she was like, "Oh, baby. Oh, baby, I'm so sorry." And I was just crying and crying and crying and crying. She said, "But your mom was just out there. She just saw him." And I'm like, "I know." And then I was just like, she said, "And I was calling you just to tell you my aunt died 2 days ago. And I'm going through a lot. And it's like, I can't even grieve the death of my aunt." And then we're just talking. I'm like, "Your aunt died?" And then she just started crying. She's like, "Yeah, she died. She died. And her funeral was like, well, the wake was 2 days before my fiance and I flew out to Texas." And and then she would like show me pictures like, "This is my aunt," and stuff. That's how she was grieving, starting her grief. And everybody grieves differently. I keep saying that. And then my girl Kia hit me up and was like, "I just saw your post about your grandfather, Isis. I am so sorry. I did not like." And then my girl Sarah, then Sasha, then all my main girls, Tashina, all my girls were just like, "We are here for you." And that's what I love about my girls, because they are just, I love them so much. Like they mean so much to me. And I value my friendships with all of them. And we're all friends. That's the crazy part. But I genuinely love and care for these ladies. Like they're always there for me. They're always listening to me. It's always good to have a good group of friends. Like, know who your friends are and who aren't. Everyone has an intuition. Everybody has a gut feeling. You know who your friends are and who are not. Those girls, those are my girls. And I love them. And also what I wanted to discuss was what to do in your grief when you're thinking about a loved one you have lost. Journal. Write down the memories y'all had and stuff. If you're starting to write and you're starting to cry, take a moment. Take a moment to breathe and just relax. Just take a breather. Because everyone knows, like, when my brother passed away and I posted it, all of my friends hit me up and they were like, I'm so sorry. Like, they were just like, Isis, if you need anything, please call me. All my girls who I was talking about in the beginning, they're still here. And I'm talking about Kia, I'm talking about Sarah, I'm talking about all of them. Like, they're still here. Sasha, all of them. They were just like, please let me know if you need anything. Please call me if you need to talk. And it's crazy how years later we're still friends. And I love that. So my children, when I have children, you know, they're going to have good aunts, great aunts and godmothers and stuff. And I'm very thankful for that. But they're helping me with my grief as well, as opposed to me just journaling and writing things down. And so, yes, I have my fiance. Yes, I have my mother and I have my friends. Go talk to somebody. Go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. Talk to somebody. Surround yourself with positive people who are going to uplift you. That's another factor that's good when it comes to grief. And also, a lot of people look down on therapy. And I understand because I'm a private person too, but it helps. It helps talking to somebody and letting those feelings and emotions out. It helps. It really does. And it also helps, like, not even just with grief, with anything you're going through and want to discuss. Talk to somebody and let that out. They'll give you good advice and pointers on things. And also, like, it helps with, like, coping skills and stuff, coping mechanisms and everything when you go to therapy. It helps with a lot of stuff, especially, like, with grief. It helps you with, like, because the final stage of the final stage of grief is acceptance. And what that basically means is accepting that the person that you're grieving over is no longer coming back and is no longer here. That's the hardest stage for me because I'm not even there yet. And I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm an open book. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I'm not there yet. I talk to somebody. I have my girls who I love dearly. I journal. I reminisce. I look at pictures. I even look at pictures of me and my grandfather, me and my nana. Just pictures of just them by themselves. My brother, pictures of us two. Pictures of us two as kids. Just pictures of him. That's how I get through it. Sometimes I look at his music video. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I can hear his voice. Sometimes I cannot. Sometimes I can look at their pictures. Sometimes I can't. That's part of grief. That's part of grief. And with the whole acceptance thing, like, not even just with my nana, not even just with my grandfather, with my brother, I wanted him to witness a lot of stuff. Like, I'm going to post another video, but I'm just going to let y'all know. I'm starting my own hair care line, making natural hair products, and I will get into that in another video. I got y'all. And he's not here to witness that and celebrate that with me. I'm about to graduate from college again. He's not going to be here for that. I'm getting married. He's not going to be at my wedding. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be having children soon. My fiance and I we're planning to have kids after our wedding. And, you know, when I start my career and after, you know, before I go to grad school and stuff and get my master's degree and my PhD and everything, like, or my PsyD, we're going to be starting a family. He's never going to meet his nieces and his nephews. He's not going to be at my wedding. And I have to understand that. It's hard. It is so hard because I want him here. And sometimes I'm like, all this stuff going on in the world, he's not here on this vicious earth. with all this stuff going on. It's just, you know, but that's the hardest part, is accepting that they're longer here, and it's okay. You don't have to rush and be like, I accept it, they're no longer here. Okay, fine. No. It's going to take time for you to accept that. It's easier said than done, but it's not easy. So I hope, you know, this video helps somebody with everything I said. Like, I even told little stories about how I found out, and, you know, with my brother, like, we went to the hospital and he was in the hospital bed dead. He died at the hospital. And it's just same thing with my great grandmother. She died at the hospital. My grandfather died in his home. So it's like, it's just very, it's hard going through that, especially with someone who's close to you. So I'm hoping that someone out there will just try to take the advice. I try not to go too far. I try to stay right here, and I try to be positive and like say positive things and stuff. But yeah, go talk to somebody. If you're not ready to go to a therapist, go talk to a friend, a family member, somebody who you trust. Not somebody who's judgmental, someone who you really trust. Journal, reminisce, take a walk, listen to music or something, and just reflect on the memories you had. And, you know, that can help with your grief. And, you know, I really hope that this video helps somebody out there who lost somebody, and someone who's close to them, special to them and stuff. Or just, you know, anybody that they're just thinking about, that classmate that you went to school with or something, that who passed away, and you're like, dang, like, they're gone. Like, you know, that's, you're grieving right there too, because it's like, you know, I went to school with that person, they no longer here. We haven't talked since school, but I still think about them. That's okay. That's okay. Just remember, you know, it's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to go to therapy. Talk to your girls. Talk to your boys. Go talk to your family who you're close to. Journal. Write down your expressions and stuff. You know, talk to a sibling. Talk to somebody. Reminisce. Like I said, listen to music and reflect on the memories you have with that person. Look at the pictures while you listen to the music. Anything. You know, and I'm really hoping that this video helps somebody out there who's grieving or going through something. Go talk to somebody. And everyone, you know, what I always say, please be safe. Please be safe and positive out there. Surround yourself with positive people and positive energy. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.